All right, part 3 of our tryout day talk. This person's just been introduced. They come in. Hey, want to share a little bit with you guys about how you can be successful. In fact, I have 3 goals for you today. If you can do all 3 of these things, you're going to do really well. You're going to get the job. You're going to have fun. You're going to get a paycheck. You're going to love it. So the first one is that you be engaged. A lot of times I like to do a little call and response. First one is what? Be engaged. Second one, I want you to push past your limits. All right, we all have self-defined limits that a lot of times are just imaginary. I want you to push through them. I want you to get better and better. Number 2 is push through your limits. What's number 2? Push through your limits. Number 3, expect results, but embrace failure. Anything worth having comes with setbacks. It's hard, it's challenging. You're gonna fail a little bit in order to get further. All kinds of great, successful people have had failures, but they all bounce back and come back. So number 3 is expect results, but embrace failure. So what's number 3? Same thing. You might even want to go back through all 3 again. Number 1, be engaged. Number 2, push yourself. Number 3, expect results, but embrace failure. And then to kind of make each goal make sense, I have a story for each one. The first one, be engaged. I want to tell you about the Dalai Lama. Some of you guys might know who that is. Some of you guys might not. They're supposed to be the most enlightened person in the world, wisest person in the world. All kinds of people seek their company to ask advice and learn from them. And the story I have today is about the world's richest man, the super important businessman, has all kinds of deals going. At this point, I would ask for volunteers. Anyone from the audience that wants to help me be an actor, be a volunteer to play this part, you get someone to come down. You hand them your cell phone. You ask if they have a cell phone. Ideally, they're kind of talking with 2 hands. Their hands are full. So this person walks up, who you have come out of the audience, world's richest man, secures some time with the Dalai Lama because they have all this money and they have all this importance, but they're not happy. So they want to ask the Dalai Lama, hey, what's the secret to life? What's the secret to happiness? So this person comes up, you have them actually say it. They're holding their phone. You know, you got to kind of coach them through it a little bit because a lot of people aren't naturally born actors. And they kind of take their phone down and say, hey, what's the secret to life? To which the Dalai Lama responds with, hey, don't worry about that. Let's have some tea first. And you're going to have a prop here, a teacup. My advice is you want to fill it with a little water. It's going to make it go faster. You hand it to them and they got to figure out how to hold the phone with their neck or whatever, and they're holding the tea. And then you go and you get any kind of picture. Today I'm just using a water bottle here, and the person's holding it with their cell phone, and you start pouring the water, and you pour and you pour and you pour until it overflows. And ideally at that point you're going to catch the person by surprise a little bit who does this, and everyone in the stands is going to catch you by surprise. You just keep pouring, you let the water pour. Another tip is make sure you have some towels ready because eventually you're going to be running around the gym and we don't want a big pile of water. And then as you're starting to get everyone's attention, the water's pouring on the floor, you can just dump it out or you can throw it up. I wouldn't try to get anyone too wet, but you're really trying to make an impression here because that's the point of the story. Is the Dalai Lama says first you need to empty your cup. So as you pour it out, dump it out, you say, empty your cup, right? That's the secret. And today, number 1, be engaged. There's all kinds of things going on in your life. I'm sure boyfriends, girlfriends, moms, dads, schools, ACT, prom, SAT, essays, whatever it is, there's a million things going on, but we can't be happy in life, let alone successful in life, if we're dealing with all those things at once. And we need to just be here, be present, do the one thing at a time, do that really well, and then move on to the next thing. So you've committed to being here for the next 2 to 3 hours. Be present in your mind as well as your body, and that's going to help you be successful. So that's number 1, be engaged. I would even do one more call and response. Number 2 is we want you to push your limits. So the first thing I like to do here, just to illustrate what I'm saying, is everyone raise your hand as high as you can. Everyone's ideally sitting down in the bleachers. If it's normally I'm recording this in 2021, so we're working through COVID. They might be standing, and that's okay too. So they're going to reach. But then you say reach a little higher, you'll see they'll reach a little bit more. And then you say stand up your tippy toes, and they reach a little bit more. And if you're in the gym, you might say, hey, stand up on the bench behind you, and they're going to reach even higher. And then, finding something else again, you're going to have to be creative if you're outside or everyone's already standing up. But then the point is, the first time I asked you guys to raise your hand as high as you could, you were here. And then I asked you to go a little bit higher, and you realized you had a little bit more. And then I gave you some tips, which we're going to give you all day today, and you got even higher. And your hand might have started here, but it ended through the roof, and that's what today is going to be. It's going to be, you think your best is here, but really your best is there. And then with our coaching, you can get even better and do even more. So to illustrate this point, I have a story for you. And I'm going to take a quick pause. There's actually 2 stories. I've told them both together. I've told one or the other, so I'll tell both here, and you can choose which one or both if you want to include. The first one is about an elephant.